The legend of Pope Joan is a captivating tale that has been told and retold for centuries. It is a story that has intrigued historians, theologians, and the general public alike. It first appeared in chronicles from the 13th century, capturing the imagination of medieval Europe. The story tells of a woman of exceptional intelligence who disguised herself as a man. She adopted male attire and mannerisms to navigate a male-dominated society. She rose through the ranks of the Catholic Church, eventually becoming Pope. Her intellect and charisma allowed her to ascend to the highest ecclesiastical office. The legend claims that this supposed pope, known as Joan, reigned for a few years during the 9th century. Her papacy was said to be marked by wisdom and effective leadership. Her true identity was hidden from the world. She managed to keep her secret for a significant period, fooling even the most astute observers. However, her secret was eventually revealed in a shocking public event. According to the legend, she gave birth during a procession, exposing her true gender. The story of Pope Joan has been the subject of much debate and speculation. Scholars have argued over the plausibility and origins of this tale for centuries. Some believe it to be a true historical account, while others dismiss it as a myth. The lack of concrete evidence has fueled both sides of the argument. Regardless of its veracity, the legend has captured the imaginations of people for generations. It has inspired books, films, and countless discussions. It continues to be a source of fascination and controversy. The tale of Pope Joan remains a powerful narrative that challenges our understanding of history and gender roles. The most detailed account of Pope Joan's life comes from the chronicle of Martin of Opava, a 13th century Dominican friar. His writings provide a fascinating glimpse into the life and times of this enigmatic figure. According to Martin, Joan was born in Ingelheim, Germany around the year 818. This small town, nestled in the heart of historical Germany, was where her extraordinary journey began. She was a gifted scholar from a young age, showing remarkable intelligence and a thirst for knowledge that set her apart from her peers. At that time, women were barred from religious leadership roles. The societal norms and religious restrictions of the era made it nearly impossible for women to pursue higher education or hold positions of authority within the church. So, to pursue her education, Joan adopted a male identity and took the name Johannes Anglicus. This bold decision allowed her to access the educational opportunities that were otherwise denied to her. Johannes excelled in his studies and gained a reputation for his piety and intellect. His dedication to learning and his deep understanding of theology and scripture earned him respect and admiration. He traveled to Athens, then a center of learning, and later arrived in Rome. These journeys were crucial in shaping his intellectual and spiritual development. There, his knowledge of scripture and theology impressed church leaders. His insights and scholarly contributions were highly valued, and he quickly became a prominent figure within the church. He rose through the ranks, becoming a cardinal and eventually secretary to the Pope. His rise to power was swift, driven by his exceptional abilities and unwavering dedication. When the reigning Pope died, Johannes was elected as his successor, taking the name John. This marked a historic moment, as he became the first and only female pope in history, though this fact remained hidden at the time. As pope, he was known for his wisdom and compassion. His leadership was characterized by a deep sense of justice and a commitment to the well-being of his people. He ruled effectively, unaware that his true identity would soon be revealed in a dramatic turn of events. This revelation would shake the very foundations of the church and leave an indelible mark on history. Pope Joan's reign, according to the legend, came to an abrupt and shocking end during a papal procession through the streets of Rome. As she rode, the Pope was suddenly overcome with labor pains and gave birth to a child. The crowd, witnessing this impossible event, reacted with horror and disbelief. The legend describes a chaotic scene, with some accounts claiming Joan was stoned to death by the outraged mob, while others say she was imprisoned or exiled. This dramatic downfall marked the end of Joan's papacy. The church, according to the legend, took steps to erase her reign from official records, hoping to bury the scandal of a female pope. Despite attempts to suppress the story, the legend of Pope Joan persisted. It circulated in whispers, passed down through generations. It found its way into various chronicles and texts throughout the Middle Ages. The tale was often recounted with a mix of amusement and moral admonition. It served as a cautionary tale about the dangers of ambition and the consequences of defying social norms. The legend's survival is a testament to its enduring power. It tapped into anxieties about gender roles and the authority of the church. It provided a glimpse into a world turned upside down, where a woman could ascend to the highest position of power in the Christian world. Section 5. Doubts and Debates. Starting in the 16th century, scholars began to seriously question the authenticity of the Pope Joan story. This period marked a significant shift in the way historical narratives were scrutinized, with a growing emphasis on evidence and accuracy. The lack of contemporary evidence and inconsistencies in the timeline raised red flags. Scholars noted that many of the documents from the supposed era of Pope Joan were either missing or incomplete, making it difficult to verify the story. Critics pointed out that the earliest chronicles mentioning Joan appeared centuries after her supposed reign. This delay in documentation led many to believe that the story was a later invention rather than a historical fact. Skeptics argued that the legend was likely a fabrication, perhaps originating as anti-papal propaganda or a satirical commentary on corrupt church practices. They suggested that the tale of a female pope could have been used to criticize the church's authority and highlight its flaws. They highlighted the lack of any mention of a female pope in official church documents or by chroniclers living closer to the alleged events. This absence in the records was seen as a strong argument against the story's authenticity. Despite the growing skepticism, the legend retained its hold on the popular imagination. Stories of Pope Joan continued to be told and retold, capturing the fascination of people across generations. It continued to be a subject of debate among historians and theologians. The story of Pope Joan became a focal point for discussions about the reliability of historical sources and the nature of historical truth. The lack of definitive proof, either for or against Joan's existence, only added to the mystery and intrigue surrounding her story. This enduring uncertainty has kept the legend alive, making it a captivating topic for both scholars and the general public. The enduring fascination with Pope Joan is evident in her continued presence in popular culture. Her story has been the subject of numerous books, plays, films, and even operas. These adaptations often explore themes of gender identity, religious hypocrisy, and the abuse of power. They present Joan as a complex and tragic figure, a woman who dared to challenge the established order and paid the ultimate price. From Christopher Moore's satirical novel Pope Joan to the 2009 films starring Johanna Wakalek, the legend continues to resonate with audiences. It provides a platform for exploring contemporary issues of gender equality and the role of women in positions of power. Despite the lack of conclusive historical evidence, some researchers continue to search for proof of Pope Joan's existence. They point to certain archaeological findings and anomalies in papal lineage as possible hints. For example, some have interpreted the existence of a female statue in Rome, known as the Papessa statue, as a veiled reference to Joan. Others point to gaps and inconsistencies in the chronology of popes during the 9th century as potential evidence of a cover-up. However, these pieces of evidence remain open to interpretation and are far from conclusive. The debate about Pope Joan's existence is likely to continue as long as the legend endures. The story of Pope Joan, despite its questionable historical basis, continues to fascinate and resonate with people today. Its enduring appeal lies in its exploration of timeless themes. The legend challenges traditional notions of gender roles and power structures. It gives voice to the often silenced stories of women throughout history who dared to break societal norms. It raises questions about the nature of truth, the reliability of historical accounts, and the power of storytelling. Moreover, the legend serves as a reminder of the human capacity for both great ambition and profound fallibility. It highlights the complexities of faith, power, and the human desire for knowledge and recognition. Whether a historical figure or a product of myth, Pope Joan has become a powerful symbol for various movements and ideologies. Feminist scholars often view her as an early example of female empowerment and resistance against patriarchal systems. For others, Joan represents the possibility of change and the need to challenge established norms. Her story serves as a reminder that history is not always as it seems and that marginalized voices often go unheard. The legend of Pope Joan continues to inspire debate, reflection, and creative expression. It remains a potent symbol of the enduring human quest for equality, knowledge, and the freedom to define one's own destiny.